Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a couple of days of opening this because I'm going to open this and then I'm going to let it run, and as I'm pouring a couple of days, I'm going to see what it does. This is the Resiners Air Purifier. This is what it looks like. It's in a really big box. It's bigger than my table here, so it's a little bit hard for me to get it in there. So I think that it's going to be impossible to open it up. But I also know that there's been lots of people that have opened these. So let me see if I can get this open. And we'll see about getting the parts out of here. Okay, comes with a user manual. It has the plug that you plug it in with. It's packed very nicely. Very, very nicely. And this thing is it's big. I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller. It is a little big. I don't see my... I'm looking for my measuring tape. I don't see my measuring tape. You know, it's never around when you need it. Okay, so I do have a ruler here. Let's try that. Okay, so I have a ruler. From the top, all right, that's 12. So it's about 17 inches high, maybe give or take. I'm not an accurate measuring person, but that's what I think it looks like it is. Let me get this set down. Put this stuff back in here to where I can get this shut down and get the box out of my way so that we can maybe do something else here. Okay. So it comes wrapped in plastic. And it has, let me turn it around. It has a disclaimer on it saying that the TVO sensor detects alcohol gas, better avoid long exposure to high alcohol environments. And it's a little piece of plastic that is on there with that disclaimer. Let's see if I can get that off. There it goes. Okay. So it has an auto button, on and off, timer, fan speed, Fahrenheit and Celsius. So let me get this paper off there and see if we can figure out how to open this puppy up, because I'm going to need to, it has a filter inside of it that needs to be unwrapped. It comes in a wrap, and make sure that you come in there and unwrap that. Or it will not be doing what it's supposed to do for very long. Okay. All right. And it has a little wire in here. You got to make sure that that comes out through there. Put this back on there. And that wire comes out of there because that wire plugs up to the bottom of that. There we go. And you get that back in there. There we go. And lock it in place. Okay. So, now I should be ready to plug this bad boy in. And let's see what it does. So, give me a minute. I'm going to set it where I'm going to need to set it. And we'll plug it in and we'll see what we got. Okay, I have it set up just to this, right next to my thing, my work area. And it is green. And green, it's not detecting any VOCs. And that's a good thing. So I don't have any VOCs in the air right now, which makes me very happy. I am fixing to play around with some resin, and we will see what it does when I do that. I got a couple of new molds. They're little flower molds, and I have already pre-dusted them with some Mateo chrome powders. Mateo chrome powders. I get these from Amazon. And I was turned on to these by Miss Sheila over at Reptiles and Resin. She uses these, and I was impressed with the colors and her using those, so I thought I'd give them a shot. And so that's what I've got these dusted with. So we're going to get this going here in a minute. And then this is going to be a surprise mold that I'm not going to tell you what it is until we demold it. But anyway, so we're going to be seeing if my Resiners Air Purifier is going to detect anything. So the wonderful people at Resiners reached out to me and asked me if I would try it and give a review. So I told them absolutely, I'd be happy to. So we're going to do that. I also have, this is a cross mold with a tree of life in it and a little dragonfly. And then I'm going to try these. These are going to, there's like sticks, supposed to be little branches that I'm going to paint with some brown mica. And Marva turned me on to this Lightstone brown mica from Amazon. Beautiful color. Beautiful color. So I'm going to be dusting that with that. And then we're going to see what happens. So let's get to it. These two here, I think I'm going to be doing polyurethane resin for these. So we might do them at a later time. But those are my two new molds. So we're going to do these because I know I'm going to do resin with these. I also have a couple of mermaids that I want to do. But I want to do them in polyurethane as well because I want to paint those with markers and put the color on them myself. So we'll be doing that. But and I'll probably do it with this, but first off, we're going to do the resin and get that done because I want to dust this. So when I'm saying dust it, I mean I'm going to take a makeup brush and I'm going to take this brown mica powder and we're going to dust the mold. Just going to dust that sucker in there. And this is a matte mold. Well, you know, branches and sticks and stuff, they're not shiny, I don't think. Or I can't recall ever seeing a shiny stick in the yard. So, hence the matte mold. So we're just going to dust all this up. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to finish dusting that real quick. And then I'm going to make up some resin and then I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay. Alrighty now. So I want to take a little bit of this. And we're going to do this in black. And I'm using some Resiners alcohol ink black. Okay. Alright, so I'm messing with resin and my Resiners Air Purifier has kicked in. So it is detecting VOCs. And you know, I'm using resin, epoxy resin that says low odor. I'm gathering that means it doesn't have no VOCs. Alright. We're gonna pour this in here into the alright, let me get down to its level here. I'm not very smooth at keeping an even hand on this when it comes to pouring in these little bitty nooks and crannies. But this is supposed to be self-leveling, so let's hope that it self-levels. We'll give it the time to do it. All right. These are always fiddly to me because I'm going to pull this to me, y'all, because it has some little lines in there that has to get into. And I try to scrape it across it so that it goes in those little bitty cracks and crevices, and open it up a little bit and maybe let that self-leveling stuff get in there. All right, hopefully it'll do it. And then we'll come back and wipe that off a little bit. All right, hopefully that'll do it. We'll get this one over here. And we'll see if we can't get them in these little spots. I don't know if you can hear that air purifier, but boy, it kicked in and it turned red when it detected it, so I'm impressed that it picked up quickly, and it's over there, so it does pick it up. All right. Let's see if this comes in here. Like I said, these are like hairline things, but they do come out because my little stingrays that have little tails on the back of them that I do this to, it comes out. So these should too. I'm hoping they do. We will see. All right, let's see if I need to top any of this off with the little bit I have left. Dome that up a little bit. All right, looks like I got all that. All right, now I did I have this over here for the mystery mold, and I think I want to put trying to think of the color. I'm not real sure about the color. Let's do this Ranger alcohol ink, and this is Mermaid. It's a really pretty color, sort of like a teal, a blue-green. And I also want to add in some crushed crystal. Just a tad. Little dab will do you on this stuff. And then I'm going to put a little bit of alcohol in there. And then I'm going to make sure it's down in the mold. Get some of that off there. Got a little bit too much in there, I think. That's a little better. Alright. Then we'll give a little squirt of alcohol there. And finish filling that up. Alright. Good deal. Now we got some left. So let's pull out a turtle. And pour the rest of that in that guy. What about that guy? Alright. Now we're done with that. Alright, now we can mix up the polyurethane and pour these few molds here. Making a mess. More than a mess. Alright, let's move you over there. let's put a little bit of alcohol in that. And while I'm thinking about it, let's make sure your little tail's got okay. Now, these are going to be with polyurethane. I want to get these gloves off and put some more on because polyurethane isn't sticky like resin is. And I don't think we're going to need a whole bunch of it either. But I do want to have something on hand in case I do, because you know I'm not always the best judgment on how much to pour. I do have a tendency to make more than I use. And this thing always gives me trouble. It's just this one part on the polyurethane, the B part. It always gives me trouble with getting the lid off of it. Okay. Alright, let's see how much we got. I don't think I have a lot in this bottle. So I got 1.5 ounces in that one. Alright. I think these are the hardest bottles to get into that I've ever had, is this polyurethane. I don't know if y'all have trouble like I do, but or maybe it's because I don't have a lot of strength in my hands, because I do have arthritis in my hands, and it does lessen the strength I have in it. There we go. Alright, so I got 1.5. So we're going to make, I want to bring this to 2.5. Alright. But I definitely want to try to help that lid not to stick on there, so let me wipe that off real good. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm going to need to get this other bottle open. Because we're going to have to start pouring once I start mixing. That's that. Alright. Start mixing this up. I poured 5 ounces. It's starting to get a little warm. We're going to pour it in here. Getting warm. I need to get this poured. Get that poured in there. Alright, starting to set up. So I'll be back when that's ready to demold. Alright, I think these are ready to come out. Gotta love polyurethane. Just 10 minutes and you can demold. Beautiful. That is beautiful. She's gorgeous. As well as she is. I like the way that polyurethane does. I love the way it captures the details on these little things. Look at that. That is fantastic. So the other things over here that resin they need to, oh well, this can come out. But all the other things that are regular resin, it's going to have to, takes a little bit longer to demold them. For sure. So we'll be back when that's ready to demold. The Resiners Air Purifier, as you can hear it, still picking up the VOCs in the room, or the alcohol, and it's still running. So I'm very impressed. And I'm loving the fact that it's taking all those impurities away from me. So, all right, we'll be back when it's time to demold these. All right, everybody, welcome back. Okay, well, I noticed that the air purifier, it did its job, and it went off. So let's unmold these. Pretty, pretty little flower. Gorgeous. So these look like sticks. They do look like, I have over pour on them. I have to, but yeah, that brown mica is gorgeous. Very pretty. But yeah, I got sticks. These were the little bitty fine lines on there. That's the trick, is getting them off. Well, it came off there, but it broke away from the flower, but we can fix that. But at least we got the fine line. I didn't think that they wouldn't break off from the flower, but at least we got them. Cool. It's hard not to break them off. But now we got little flowers. All right. All right, now the mystery mold. Y'all are gonna laugh. I haven't seen this yet, but I know what it is. All right, y'all ready? It's a it's a fat balloon dog. It's a fat little balloon dog. Isn't he cute? Oh, he's so cute. Little fat balloon dog. Got a big head too, and a little tail. Oh, but let me pull this turtle out. Oh, a fat balloon dog. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right. All right, you ready? Oh, how pretty. You see the turtles inside of them? I put a big and little turtle in there. So cute. All right, y'all. That's it. And I made this with extra. And I did color this. I did color it with markers. And I made this extra little vase. But that was it. So I would have to say that the Resiners Air Purifier is doing its job. It came on automatically both times when I poured. When I did the pouring of the resin and when I did the polyurethane or when I sprayed alcohol, it did come on. And it impresses me. I guess over time, I will, notice, that it does purify the air. But being I just put it on, so I'm going to give it time. But I would have to say it's doing its job. It's definitely doing its job. So check it out and maybe get one for your house. If you mess with resin, I think that it's very well worth your investment to invest in it. I'll have to concede that it is very good. And the VOCs, right now mine is reading, let me look. Right now mine is reading 0.25. So, and it's on green. It has a green light on it. So it's telling me that the air is clear right now in my workspace. So, yeah, I would definitely, because it tells you the air quality, the colors, the indicator. And it's going to tell you when your filter needs changing. Gives you the air quality. Gives me the current temperature in the room, the humidity. I think that it's very well worth the investment into your health, to help with your health. Because even though we wear PPE, we're still getting around the VOCs. And, even though the resins say no VOCs, well, they lie. I don't think that you can ever totally get the VOCs away from it. But anyway, I would definitely, and it's on. I got it on automatic, so it's gonna come on when it needs to, and that gives me a reassurance. I really, really, I think that makes me feel good. So check it out. I think it's well worth investment. And I want to thank Resiners for allowing me to have this and to give them my honest opinion. And my honest opinion is I believe that you should invest this. If you pour resin and products like we do in our art, I think you should invest in it. I really do. I am impressed. Very much impressed. All right. So I will be also checking on its progress going forward, and I can give you more updates um, on what I feel my air quality has, if it's changing my air quality, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'll give you an update. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the little things that we made. The little fat balloon dog. You gotta love that little guy. You gotta love that. Uh, but anyway, I hope that you enjoyed what we made, and just remember, there are many blessings out there, but if you haven't found one, be one. God bless. Take care. See y'all next time. Bye.